After a night that was supposed to mean nothing, he woke to a silence that felt too loud. The sun crept through unfamiliar curtains, and on the bedside table lay a pair of diamond earrings catching the light like tiny accusations. Beside them was a folded note with only 3 words, "I choose myself." Before you judge him or her, stay with this story to the end, because one choice, one goodbye, will change more than one life. And if stories that stir the heart matter to you, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. His name was Daniel, a man who had learned to live 2 lives without ever feeling whole in either. By day, he was dependable, polite, the kind of husband people praised for his steady job and quiet smile. By night, when loneliness pressed in and conversations at home felt like routines instead of connections, he drifted into something easier, something that didn't ask him to be brave. That was how he met Lena. She wasn't loud or reckless. She listened. She laughed at his jokes. She made him feel seen in ways he hadn't felt in years, and that frightened him more than it thrilled him. The night before had been warm and gentle, full of half-spoken truths and long pauses that said more than words. He had promised nothing, and she had asked for nothing. That was the unspoken rule. So when he woke alone, his first thought was relief. The second was confusion. Lena never left without a smile, without a teasing message. He sat up, heart thumping, and that's when he saw the earrings, expensive, unmistakable, the kind a woman treasures. And the note. No anger. No blame. Just a quiet goodbye. The note followed him like a shadow all day. At work, numbers blurred. At home, his wife, Sarah, asked him how his day was, and he answered automatically, hating himself for how easy the lie still felt. That night, while Sarah slept beside him, Daniel stared at the ceiling and realized something uncomfortable. Lena had given him a gift by leaving. She had refused to be a secret. She had refused to wait for a man who wouldn't choose. Days passed. Guilt turned into reflection, and reflection into courage he hadn't known he possessed. He found Lena's address through a friend, the earring still in his pocket like a weight. When she opened the door, she looked calm, not broken. Strong, not bitter. He held out the earrings, his voice unsteady as he apologized, not just for the affair, but for his cowardice. Lena listened, the way she always had. Then she smiled softly and pushed the earrings back toward him. She told him they weren't a reminder of love or loss. They were a reminder of worth. She had left because she finally believed she deserved more than borrowed moments. And she hoped, truly hoped, that he would learn the same lesson, for his wife, or for himself. That conversation broke something open inside Daniel. He went home and told Sarah the truth, not to be forgiven, but to be honest for the first time in years. The road that followed wasn't easy. There were tears, long silences, counseling sessions filled with hard questions. Some days, it felt impossible. But honesty, even painful honesty, gave them a chance to rebuild on something real, or to part with dignity if they couldn't. Months later, Daniel understood the real meaning of that morning. The diamonds weren't about luxury or guilt. They were about clarity. Lena had chosen herself, and in doing so, she forced him to face the cost of not choosing at all. Sometimes, the bravest love story isn't about staying, it's about walking away with grace, so everyone involved has a chance at a life that's true. If this story moved you, remember this: you deserve to be chosen fully, not halfway, not in secret. And sometimes, the hardest goodbye is the beginning of becoming who you were meant to be. Like the video, subscribe for more stories that speak to the heart, and thank you for staying until the end.